Now you're both a pair of losers. All the Paul family suck.
Imagine seeing that. Can you imagine being involved in that area? Can you imagine that? Can you imagine those being your friends? You can't even imagine, the trauma, the mental trauma that would, how that would affect anybody. Even people passing the other way.
Yeah, man, I feel for that. I'm hoping everybody fame is good, and I'm hoping, speedy recovery. That's all I gotta say, man.
Tyson Fury explodes at Jake Paul following his shocking link to Anthony Joshua's car accident. Fury tears into Jake and the Paul family, slamming their arrogance and lack of respect. He calls out reckless behavior and stresses that life matters more than clout or fights. His message serves as a harsh wake-up call about responsibility, accountability, and basic human decency, worldwide awareness.
Not your enemies. They are your brothers and sisters under God. We all came from Adam and Eve. In the beginning, everybody on earth. Remember that. Spread love.
Tyson Fury is furious following Anthony Joshua's devastating car accident tragedy that claimed the lives of two of AJ's close friends. Fury unleashes a fierce attack on Jake Paul and the Paul family, condemning their reckless behavior. He praises Joshua's survival and strength, while stressing that life, loyalty, and human decency matter far more than fame fights or viral stunts. Fury's message hits hard, calling out arrogance amid real loss and Gerald Miller appears deeply shaken after Anthony Joshua's horrific accident, his reaction reflecting the gravity of true tragedy. With two of AJ's closest friends losing their lives, Miller speaks with empathy, drawing a sharp contrast to Jake Paul's reckless role. He underscores how fragile life is, reminding everyone that fame and fights mean nothing when loved ones are lost.
Other people going through. And even though AJ, we not on the best terms, man, I feel for this brother, man. Because it could have been my family, could have been my friends. And, I feel like, man, it's mentally, kind of draining looking at this stuff all day online. And like I said, I didn't really see nothing too graphic until this morning. Now I've seen a lot of crazy stuff in my life, man. I've seen dead bodies before and all that. And, man, I don't even know how to even...
Joe Rogan raises serious questions about Anthony Joshua's condition following the accident, stressing the uncertainty surrounding his recovery. With two of AJ's close friends tragically lost and Jake Paul's role under scrutiny, the incident highlights the real consequences of reckless actions. Joshua's strength and resilience now draw both concern and respect.
When he survived, right? Did he hit his head? Did he hit his neck? What is he okay? Is he 100%? Or is he always going to be a little fuck from that?
Johnny Nelson reflects on the deep human cost of Anthony Joshua's accident, stressing how fragile life truly is. With two friends lost and Jake Paul's reckless actions looming over the situation, Nelson reminds everyone that real tragedy outweighs any fight or rivalry. His message centers on compassion, respect, and standing with those affected.
Sadly, it just makes you realise how valuable life is and how things can change in a heartbeat. So when we talk about fights and we talk about beefs and, these things are just nothing when it comes to real life and losing a life. So it was a sad thing to hear, a sad thing to see. God knows how it'll affect those that saw it mentally, emotionally. But you've got to think about these two men who were somebody's child, someone's brother. And that's what you've got to think about, those people that have lost.
Pain Game underscores the seriousness of Anthony Joshua's car accident and the toll it has taken on his body. Surviving such a traumatic event, while mourning the loss of two close friends, highlights AJ's strength and resilience. The incident also shines a light on Jake Paul's recklessness, reminding everyone that real-life consequences outweigh any fight or spectacle.
It's such a severe car accident there. All right, he's lucky enough to still be alive, but fuck me, his body must be going through a lot right there.
Eddie Hearn stresses the need to rally around Anthony Joshua and the families affected by this tragic accident. With two of AJ's closest friends lost and attention on Jake Paul's involvement, Hearn reminds everyone that beyond fame and headlines, proper medical care, compassion, and emotional support must remain the highest priority.
The inquiries in the media, and you can imagine how many people are trying to find out.
John Fury's emotional message reflects the relief and gratitude surrounding Anthony Joshua's survival after a catastrophic accident, highlighting AJ's resilience and sheer fortune. He also acknowledges the heartbreaking loss of Joshua's two closest friends, honoring the weight of that tragedy, praising AJ for enduring an ordeal that could have ended far worse. Fury reminds everyone how fragile life truly is. His words stress that life outweighs fame, fights, or online drama, while subtly contrasting real-world danger with reckless behavior, reinforcing the need for accountability, compassion, and support in moment of tragedy.
Jake, you're one lucky lad. God bless you, my lad. Glad you're alive again. Shocked me, it has. Terrible. Anyway, good luck, everybody, and try and enjoy the new year as much as you can and be safe.
Chris Eubank Jr. S. response to Anthony Joshua's horrific car accident reflects the shock and deep concern felt across the boxing world. Joshua's survival despite the heartbreaking loss of two close friends highlights how fragile life is beyond the ring. Eubank Jr. subtly criticizes reckless behavior, pointing to figures like Jake Paul, whose involvement fuels public outrage. The tragedy serves as a stark reminder that boxing fame and viral attention mean nothing when lives are lost. His message emphasizes resilience, accountability, compassion, and standing with those affected rather than chasing headlines or social media clout. Sonny Foz stresses the seriousness of Anthony Joshua's situation, pointing to the life-threatening accident and the tragic loss of two close friends. As a global star, AJ could have easily become another devastating headline, making his survival a powerful sign of both luck and resilience. At the same time, Jake Paul's past reckless behavior draws renewed scrutiny, highlighting how fame could be overshadowed by irresponsibility. Sonny Foz reminds viewers that life is unpredictable and fragile. Fights, money, and viral moments lose all meaning when real tragedy strikes. The focus turns to survival, grief, and accountability, proving Joshua's ordeal goes far beyond the ring, with the world watching every consequence unfold.
Eyes in front of the whole world. Netflix, millions of dollars, breaks Jake Paul's jaw in two places, decides to go back to Nigeria, almost dies. Two of his closest friends pass away in the accident. You never know what days your last.
Sonny Foz underscores the severity of Anthony Joshua's situation, highlighting the life-threatening accident and the tragic loss of two close friends. As a global star, AJ could have easily been another shocking headline, yet his survival shows both luck and resilience. Meanwhile, Jake Paul's reckless actions and past feuds face renewed scrutiny, showing how fame can be overshadowed by irresponsibility. Foz reminds everyone that life is unpredictable and fights, money, or viral stunts mean nothing when real tragedy strikes. The focus now is on survival, grief, and accountability, proving Joshua's ordeal goes far beyond the ring, with the world witnessing every consequence.
Just sad, it just makes you realise how valuable life is and how things can change in a heartbeat. So when we talk about fights and we talk about beefs and these things are just nothing when it comes to real life and losing a life. So it was a sad thing to hear, a sad thing to see. God knows how it'll affect those that saw it mentally, emotionally. But you've got to think about these two men who were somebody's child, someone's brother, and that's what you've got to think about, those people that have lost.
Gareth A. Davis reflects on the events surrounding Anthony Joshua's tragic accident, highlighting the risks and recklessness linked to Jake Paul. While fans focus on fights and Paul's weaknesses, Joshua's character and class stand out. The loss of two close friends underscores the fragility behind fame, proving that viral moments and social media stunts have real-life consequences. Davis emphasizes AJ's professionalism and resilience, stressing that accountability and caution are vital when lives are at stake. This tragedy serves as a sobering reminder that real loss outweighs any promotional hype or headline-making spectacle.
Very interesting and germane points you make there in this moment, Raheem. That I think what I've noticed, that obviously there were a kind of panoply of opinions about him fighting Jake Paul to take it back a week and a half. I mean, I was critical of that fight being signed, first of all, because I worried about the dangers for Jake Paul. He got his jaw broken at the end of the day, and kind of used the scars as a flag in his new moon, delusionally optimistic, in his words, as he is about these things. So Anthony Joshua went to America a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, played the role which he needed to play, was very classy.
Joe Rogan's striking comment highlights just how close Anthony Joshua came to a life-changing or fatal accident. The tragedy is intensified by the loss of two of AJ's closest friends in the same crash, marking one of the darkest moments in recent boxing history. Rogan emphasizes the fragility of life and the fine line between survival and disaster. Jake Paul's reckless actions leading up to the incident add controversy and public outrage. Joshua's resilience and sheer luck now take center stage, showing that real life is far more unpredictable than fights, fame, or social media feuds. This serves as a stark reminder that accountability and caution must always outweigh clout and bravado.
I mean,
that's bonkers. Thank God he didn't have a seatbelt on. I never say that. Thank God he didn't have a fucking seatbelt on, because if he did,
there's no way.
He would be dead.
There's
Probably,
no
or fucking severe.
Liam Guff provides a sobering account of Anthony Joshua's tragic car accident, highlighting both AJ's injuries and the heartbreaking loss of two close friends. His remarks emphasize the human cost behind the headlines, reminding viewers that boxing fame and social media stunts mean nothing compared to real-life tragedy. The incident also exposes the recklessness of figures like Jake Paul, whose involvement has fueled public outrage. AJ's survival amid such extreme circumstances underscores his resilience and the fragile line between life and death. Guff stresses the importance of empathy support and responsible reporting during crises, showing that tragedy is never just a story, it profoundly impacts families, friends, and communities. The focus remains on recovery, reflection, and the value of life itself.
Anthony Joshua injured in car accident. Two people who I believe were with Anthony Joshua were friends of his have tragically passed away. Before I carry on reading the article, the two people who have tragically passed, my condolences is all I can say. To their friends and families, we'll definitely offer up some prayers.
Alexander Usyk's response highlights the deep personal impact of Anthony Joshua's accident, mourning the loss of two team members who were also close friends. His words show the strong bonds within AJ's camp, proving this tragedy goes far beyond headlines. Usyk's condolences and encouragement for Joshua's recovery emphasize the human side of the story, reminding fans that survival and emotional resilience now outweigh any fight or rivalry. By showing public support, Usyk underscores solidarity and compassion in the boxing world, spotlighting AJ's courage and a heavyweight.
Said, this is an unbelievable loss. Sinna and Latif were two incredible people who were not only part of AJ's team, but also friends. My sincere condolences to their families, loved ones, and everyone who knew them. Anthony Joshua, wishing you a speedy recovery. Stay.
Showbiz the Adult delivers breaking news on Anthony Joshua's accident, outlining the critical details for viewers. AJ's SUV collided with a stationary truck, and while specifics are still emerging, the focus is on the severity of the crash and the tragic loss of two of his closest friends. The incident has shaken the boxing world, not only because of Joshua's global prominence, but also due to the reckless actions of figures like Jake Paul, which added tension and scrutiny. Showbiz underscores the human cost, reminding audiences that behind fame, fortune, and viral headlines, real lives are at stake. Support and prayers for AJ and his family are vital, highlighting life's fragility and the responsibility that comes with influence and actions.
SUV struck the stationary truck. So I just want to give you guys the breaking news. Unfortunately, Anthony Joshua was involved in a car accident in Nigeria. Prayers to Anthony J. Joshua. And
Anthony Joshua's accident is a harsh reminder of how quickly life can change, made even more tragic by the loss of two of his closest friends. Despite AJ's remarkable resilience and courage, the reckless behavior of Jake Paul and his family cannot be overlooked, exposing a shocking lack of responsibility in the face of real danger. Fans and fighters alike are reminded that fame, fights, and viral stunts pale in comparison to human life. Now, Joshua needs support, respect, and time to recover both physically and mentally. This incident serves as a wake-up call for the boxing community. Accountability and care are essential. Share your thoughts. How do you view Jake Paul's involvement? And what lessons should the sport take from this devastating event?